Florida is sunshine, freedoms, and bills you didn't see coming. But before you fall for the palm trees and the clear skies, you need to hear what they don't tell you in the listings. While the lifestyle looks like paradise, be careful because the fine print could cost you thousands. Let's start with the biggest shocker, home insurance. Florida has the highest home insurance premiums in the country. On average, you're looking at over $4,200 a year. That's nearly triple the national average. Why, you ask? Well, we've got hurricanes, rising litigation, and insurers pulling out of the market left and right. And what's left is few. And Citizens, the state-run insurance company, is now one of the largest providers here. Now, there's a few things you need to consider. One is the roof. Many carriers won't even quote you if your roof is older than 15 years. 2, hurricane deductibles. Make sure you look at what your hurricane deductible is. It's going to be anywhere from 2 to 10%. So you want to make sure you know what that is and you're okay with that. And number 3, flood insurance. Now remember, that's separate, and it can run you $600 to $2,000 a year depending on the location. And we'll get a little bit more into that later in the video. Lastly, if you're buying a 1990s home or older, you might want to consider budgeting for a new roof and replacing the windows. And always get a 4-point inspection and a wind mitigation inspection. These can lower your insurance premium, and sometimes they're required to even get a quote in the first place. Next up, HOAs and CDDs. These are the hidden second mortgage that no one talks about. In many Florida neighborhoods, you'll be paying an HOA, a CDD, or maybe sometimes both. And these associations handle community rules, amenities, and maintenance. For HOA, you could be paying anywhere from $50 to $500 a month. Then you have CDDs, Community Development Districts. These are basically long-term bonds paid for roads, utilities, and infrastructure. And the way you pay them is baked into your tax bill. Here's the thing, CDDs aren't always obvious on Zillow or Realtor.com. And this fee can add $1,000 to $3,000 a year on top of your tax bill. And don't forget about special assessments. Hopefully you're looking at a property that doesn't have these. A big takeaway is always read the HOA documents. Also ask if and when the CDD has an expiration date, and know that some of these fees can and often do increase over time. Now, most buyers ask, is it in a flood zone? And the real question is, does the water even drain? Because in Florida, it doesn't have to be in a flood zone to flood. And over 25% of flood claims come from homes that aren't even in the designated flood zone. Poor grading, flat lots, and clogged storm drains mean your backyard could turn into a swamp after a heavy rain. It's not just a water issue, it's a property value issue. Standing water or past water damage can kill a home's equity and make it harder to insure. Make sure you check county maps related to flooding. Ask the seller if water's ever pooled on the lot. Walk around the property and look at the slope of the yard. Ask a neighbor if there's been any flooding in the area. And if anything feels off about the property, trust your gut. Let's talk about what really eats your wallet in Florida. And it's not your mortgage, it's everything else. Electricity bills, expect $250 to $400 a month. I mean, your AC is running 10 months out of the year. Then there's lawn care. I budget $100 to $150 a month if you're not doing it yourself. Got a pool? That's at least another $100 a month. And then there's pest control. You're gonna need it. Termites, ants, roaches, they're all part of life down here. That's about $50 to $80 a month year round. Bottom line, make sure you factor in $300 to $500 a month for extra expenses on top of your mortgage to truly understand the cost of living. And last but definitely not least, property taxes. You might see a listing with property taxes at $2,100 and think that's a steal. And the moment you buy, that number resets and it can easily double. And that's because Florida's Save Our Homes law. It caps how much taxes can go up each year, but only for the current owner. Once the home's sold, it resets to the current market value. Now, yes, you can apply for homestead exemption, and that'll knock about $50,000 off your taxable value and save you about $700 a year. But don't expect to pay what the seller's paying, because you won't. Also remember, for seniors, widows, and disabled veterans, there's going to be extra tax exemptions. Now here's a pro tip. Always use the county tax appraiser's tax estimator before you make an offer. Know your real numbers. It can save you some serious sticker shock. This video isn't here to scare you. It's here to prepare you. If you know the hidden costs, the fine print, and the local traps, then Florida really can be your dream. If this video helped, give it a like. And if you have any questions about buying here, leave it in the comments. I live here, I work here, and I'm here to help.